You've been praying, haven't you? Maybe not out loud, maybe just in your head while you're driving or lying in bed staring at the ceiling. You've been asking God for something, an answer, a sign, a word, anything, and all you've heard back is nothing, just silence. And that silence, it's starting to feel heavy, like maybe he's not listening, like maybe you did something wrong, like maybe he's moved on from you. But what if I told you that God's silence isn't what you think it is? What if the quiet isn't rejection, it's preparation? See, we live in a world that talks nonstop. Notifications every 3 seconds, messages, emails, noise everywhere. We've gotten so used to instant responses that when God doesn't answer us right away, we panic. We assume something's broken. We start wondering if we're too far gone, too messed up, too forgotten. But here's the truth most people miss. God's silence doesn't mean God's absence. Sometimes the Father steps back not because he's left you, but because he's teaching you to trust him in the dark. Think about it. When you were a kid learning to ride a bike, there came a moment when your parent let go. You didn't know it at first. You were still pedaling, still moving forward, thinking they were right behind you. And then you turned around and realized you'd been riding on your own. That moment of silence, that moment without their hand on your back, wasn't abandonment. It was growth. It was them believing in you enough to let you find your balance. God does the same thing. He's not punishing you with silence. He's building something in you that can only grow in the quiet. I know a woman who prayed for 3 years straight for her marriage to be healed. 3 years. Every single morning, every night, she fasted, she cried. She begged God to move, and nothing changed. Her husband still left. The divorce still went through, and she felt like God had turned his back on her. But 2 years after that, she told me something that shook me. She said, "I thought God wasn't listening, but now I see he was protecting me. He was making me strong enough to stand alone, so I wouldn't break when I had to." That's what silence does sometimes. It strengthens your legs. It forces you to stop leaning on what you can see and start trusting what you can't. Now, I'm not saying God ignores pain. I'm not saying he doesn't care. What I'm saying is that sometimes his love looks like patience, not instant answers. Sometimes his love looks like silence because he's waiting for you to stop performing and just be still with him. We get so loud in our prayers, bargaining, begging, listing all the reasons why we deserve a blessing, that we forget prayer is supposed to be a conversation, not a sales pitch. And in every real conversation, there are pauses. There are moments where you just sit together. That's intimacy. That's trust. You ever notice how in the Bible, some of the most powerful moments happened in silence? Moses didn't hear God's voice every single day in the wilderness. Elijah didn't get a constant stream of miracles. Even Jesus, fully God in human flesh, spent 40 days in the desert with no angelic visitation, no booming voice from heaven, just heat and hunger and silence. And what came after that? Power, clarity, purpose. The silence is where your faith gets refined. It's where you find out if you love God for who he is or just for what he gives you. Let me tell you about a guy I know. He lost his job during the pandemic, prayed every single day for 6 months. No callbacks, no interviews. Nothing. He started to think God didn't care about him anymore. But during that time, he started reading his Bible more. Not because he was super spiritual, just because he had time. And slowly, something shifted in him. He stopped asking God to fix his situation and started asking God to fix his heart. And you know what happened? He didn't get his old job back. He got something better, a new perspective, a deeper faith, and eventually a new opportunity he never would have applied for before. The silence didn't break him. It rebuilt him. That might be what's happening to you right now. God hasn't forgotten your name. He hasn't lost your address. He's just working behind the scenes in ways you can't see yet. And sometimes, the greatest miracle isn't what God does for you. It's what he does in you while you're waiting. So maybe it's time to stop seeing the silence as punishment and start seeing it as preparation. Maybe it's time to stop demanding answers and start sitting in his presence anyway. Not because you're getting something out of it right away, but because you trust that he's still good, even when he's quiet. Let me pray with you real quick. You can say this with me if you want, out loud or in your heart. God, I don't understand the silence, but I'm choosing to trust you anyway. I'm letting go of my need to control the timeline. I'm letting go of my fear that you've forgotten me. Teach me to hear you in the stillness. Teach me to trust you in the waiting. I know you're still here. I know you still love me. And I'm not giving up on you because I know you've never given up on me. Amen. There's a verse in Psalm 46:10 that says, "Be still and know that I am God." Not be loud, not be anxious. Not be perfect, just be still, be present. Know that He is God, whether He's speaking or silent. So if you're in a season of silence right now, don't run from it. Don't fill it with distractions. Sit in it. Let it teach you. Let it grow you. Because when God finally speaks again, and He will, you're going to be ready to hear Him in a way you never could before. And here's the thing, sometimes the silence ends not when God finally talks, but when you finally listen. If this message hit home for you today, do me a favor, drop a like and hit that subscribe button. Let me know in the comments, where are you watching from? And what time is it where you are right now? I love hearing from you. You're not alone in this. We're all walking this journey together. This is God Message by Arv. Stay blessed. Stay faithful. And remember, His silence is not His absence. It's His trust in you.